Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is a balmy 32 degrees out here and dropping. It's supposed to be 30 degrees by daybreak. So that's cool. For those of you unfamiliar with California weather, at least in the greater Sacramento area, if it drops below freezing, that's really cold. That's really cold. I mean, if you start getting up, Auburnish area, not as big of a deal. But down here, in the lowlands, below freezing is cold. So, apparently, Earl of the News Now Houston / News Now Rapist variety was wondering where I've been, because apparently I haven't been on a lot. Okay, I mean, I made a Ramblin while Amblin yesterday, or no, I made some sort of video. Was it raining? I don't remember. I think I made a Ramblin while Amblin yesterday morning, and I did the interview / debate with First Amendment tests. Was that it? No, I'm sorry. Yesterday I did a Ramble while Amblin. More day before I did the interview with First Amendment tests, and I think I made another video too. I don't even remember. I'm still making generally a video a day, sometimes a little more. But he's wondering where I've been. That's a setup, kids. He thinks maybe I'm fighting a bar complaint because he heard that I've had a bar complaint that the bar is served on me. That's what he heard. Oh my God! Everybody had to message it to me. It was the news du jour yesterday. I worked 11 hours yesterday. I mean, I'm up to my eyes with a motion for summary adjudication, trying to get my client off of a respondeat superior lawsuit. They're claiming that an independent contractor was actually his employee, and therefore his company is responsible, and blah blah blah. So I had the plaintiff and the defendant / cross complainant both. I didn't write the motion for summary adjudication, but when about 3 reams of paper came in opposing the motion for summary adjudication that I didn't write, it ended up on my desk to handle the response because, well, we gotta fix this. Yeah, it's pretty complicated. But anyway, no. If anybody's wondering, as of yet, I have received 0 bar complaints that have actually made it to me. This isn't unusual or unexpected. Attorneys have First Amendment privileges too, believe it or not. There are actually opinions. There are actually ethics opinions about that. I read one at the beginning of, I think it was the Law and Smoke interview I did. I don't remember exactly where I read it, but yes. What I am doing is protected. What the bar is looking at with the bar complaints are violations of the ethics rules, of the rules of professional conduct. And those are very specific things, and they mean very specific things, and there are over a century of opinions written about these various rules of professional conduct. And you have to remember, I know everybody thinks that if you write a complaint that it will get to the complaint receiver's boss and they'll take care of it. But you got to understand that lawyers piss people off. Lawyers, if they win, then there's now a pissed off loser who's going to write a bar complaint about him. Lawyers write bar complaints about each other. I don't know why. I have been tasked with writing 2 bar complaints since I've been an attorney on other attorneys. And no, they haven't gone anywhere. Nobody expected them to go anywhere, but might as well try. It's the spaghetti in the wall method. My boss has been doing this for 46 years, and I'm sure he's had countless complaints written about him. Countless. And yet, as it stands, none of them have made it through to him. Even worse, if a lawyer loses, then his client, who he actually has responsibilities to, is pissed. And clients will oftentimes be the source of complaints. But again, what the bar is looking for is not, oh, he's a stupid doo-doo head who said that I violated the law, or who said I was an asshole when I was conducting my audit. They're looking for actual violations. We're not going in there, come on. We're looking for actual violations of the rules of ethics. If it's not a violation of the rules of professional conduct, then the bar isn't going to act on it. I don't like going down here. Come on. I don't like going down here. I know. We're going to go this way, though. So yeah, I can get thousands and thousands of complaints, but if they lack merit, if there is nothing substantive in them showing where I have violated one of the rules of professional conduct, then it's not going anywhere. It's just not going anywhere. So, John's a doo-doo head isn't going to get you, or isn't going to get me in front of the California Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. Anyway, I also have not, I'm dealing with a bunch of liars and retards. So, it just goes without saying that no, none of my bar complaints have actually made it to me. No, I have not been served. To the best of my knowledge, no lawsuits have been filed against me. No one has shown up to punch me in my punchable face. It's all a bunch of talk. It's all a bunch of stupid people making stupid threats, just generally trying to silence me because they fear me. Fear me! Anyway, speaking of Earl and being a liar, I'm sure we all caught his latest audit, and I'm using that word very loosely, where he had a mask on. It's for allergies, he says, because he's a fucking liar. And he was carrying what appeared to be a rifle. Now, I am strongly suspecting that it is a Texas sheepdog style rifle, where it looks legit, but it's not. He was very desperate not to let the cop look at it, and I don't think cops there have the right to search it to see if it's loaded. I could be wrong. I know in California they do. Even if they don't have probable cause, if they see you with a firearm, they could ask you to check if it's loaded, and if you refuse, then you have violated the law. You can be convicted of having a loaded firearm based simply on you refusing to allow them to inspect it to see if you have a loaded firearm. Is it constitutional? It's been on the books for a while. Hasn't been knocked off yet, so it's looking like yes, but maybe not. Who knows? Come out here and challenge it if you think you could win. I'd be in favor of that. So he's out there armed and masked. Now the story is he's out there with P&P News, good old Beta Steve. The story is that the guy that they're with a third gentleman. The story is that he was there filming because it's a historical prison and his brother's in corrections, and he thought it was cool. Apparently Bonnie and Clyde broke somebody out of it one time, and so he was just there filming. He didn't do nothing. He was, he's associated with Earl close enough that Earl will take him out on an audit, but he was out there. He didn't do nothing, just like Zoe, just like all these other auditors who are just out there minding their own business, being pleasant, sociable folk. He didn't do nothing. So, didn't do nothing story is that while he was out there just filming, just didn't do nothing, and a prison guard, all hot and bothered, came out and pointed a gun at him. And he wanted to make a complaint, and they wouldn't accept his complaint. So Earl, in order to make a point, Earl had to go out there with his firearm and his camera and his mask to make a point. Because Earl's the wrath of God, don't you know? He's a fucking retard who's also a liar, but what are you gonna do? So it kind of unravels a little bit. The police, they appear to be calm, collected, nice. Not only the responding police force, but the OIG police, the Office of Inspector General, a special police force. It's formed by the Texas Department of Corrections that has jurisdiction over what goes on prison grounds. Earl thinks that because the guard pointed the rifle at somebody off prison grounds that the actual police have jurisdiction, but the police get to figure it out between them who has jurisdiction. And since the alleged perpetrator did everything on prison grounds, I think they're well within their rights to say that the OIG has jurisdiction, but who really cares? Anyway, my point is it broke down when the police and the OIG were acting cool, calm, professional, willing to help, willing to sort the matter out. And the cop comes back from talking to people inside, the people who allegedly refused to accept the complaint. And the officer's like, well, you wouldn't give them your name, so they can't take a complaint. I mean, they need your name. And then the excuse making started. Well, I would have given them my name if, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, he didn't give him his name. You can't file a complaint if you don't give your name, or at least if you want to do it on site. Now, that whole video started off with a disclaimer. Don't try this at home, kids. He's a professional. This house is for sale again? Jesus Christ, it just sold Anyway, what was that, 4 months ago? That's not good. Brain. Started off with a disclaimer. And the disclaimers: don't try this at home, I'm a professional. It's entertainment. You see that with entertainment. People who are trying stunts, don't try this at home, kids. It's entertainment. The whole reason why he went out there was entertainment. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you how I know. He got online to look up the GIS survey. He said it in the video. He got online to look up the GIS survey. You know what else you could do online? You can go to the Texas Department of Corrections website, where they have phone numbers of actually the people in charge. They have the OIG phone numbers, even of the people in charge. They have addresses where you can send complaints. They have procedures on how to make complaints. It's fucking amazing. Now, as far as the as the person not getting arrested. You may have noticed that the only video that Earl links to is the P&P news video, which is covering exactly the same issue. I am all wound up. All right. There was no video of what this guy was doing. And that's kind of odd, you know, because he was out there just taking pictures. You'd think they'd have links to something. But no. They didn't have a picture of the person who did it, etc., etc. Now, officers have discretion. Officers have discretion. They can choose not to act on someone alleging a crime, especially when the probability of it happening is slim. It's possible that it happened, but it's not probable that he didn't do nothing and a guard pointed a gun at him. It's not probable. There's going to be other factors involved. 99% chance. He's got a stick. There's a happy boy with a stick. So, expecting the officers to arrest somebody, especially now that it's after the fact, it's days later. I mean, that's pretty stupid. And then Earl's like, well, you know, at least give her a reprimand or something. That's Earl. That's Earl jumping before he knows all the factors. Anyway, yeah, the right thing to do if you think you need to make a complaint is just go online, get the phone number, get the address, do whatever you have to do, make sure that your complaint gets to the right people, try to find any online instructions or forms. If you really think it's an issue, call the local news. See if the local news will cover it. That car is running rough. Anyway. But yeah, it's a bad idea to go out to audit a prison with a firearm and a mask. I mean, they're lucky that those cops were cool because it looks like you're there. I mean, people get upset with guns and masks around prisons. Guns and masks around banks, things like that, you know? Just not a good look. Anyway, I think that's about enough rambling. My fingers are absolutely numb. I have no feeling left in them at all. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.